Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
ஒரு செகண்ட் தாங்க. பிரின்சிக்கா நீங்க ஒரு மெசேஜ் போட்டு விடுங்க உங்களை குரூப்ல கிளாஸ் தொடங்க போகுது 2 minutesல.
ஓகே ஆண்டி.
ஓகே ஓகே சாரி அதில் கண்டி மாறி போட்டபடியா 6 o'clock எல்லாம் கன்ஃபியூஸ் பண்ணி விட்டு எனக்கு அதான் என்ன யோசனை பிள்ளைகள் இவ்வளோ நாளும் கிளாஸுக்கு வாரீங்க 3-2-6ன்றீங்கன்னு சொல்லி ஆக்சுவலி அதில் மாறி போடப்பட்டிருங்க. சரியா பிரின்சிக்கா உங்களுக்கு சாத்விகாவோட கனெக்ட் பண்றீங்களா? சாத்விகாவும் இந்த கிளாஸ்ல தான் நீ வர போறா. அவக்கும் ஒரு மெசேஜை போட்டு விடுங்க கிளாஸ் தொடங்க போது இதுன்னு சொல்லி. ஓகே தேங்க்யூ அம்மா. ஓகே அண்ணா சாரி நான் என்ன டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணல, நீங்க கண்டினியூ பண்ணலாம்.
Okay, can someone, Abhishan is a new student to the class. Others have been with us from the beginning. Can somebody tell us what is it we have studied up to now? Vinujan, can you tell us what are the things we studied up to now?
What, sir?
What things have we studied up to now? என்னென்ன படிச்சனாங்கள் இதுவரைக்கு?
நாங்க ஸ்டோரிய பத்தி படிச்சு பிறகு டிக்ஷனரி பத்தி படிச்சாங்க சார்.
அப்புறம் என்னத பத்தி?
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டோரி, அப்புறம் உங்களுக்கு விளங்காத சொல்ல பத்தி நாங்க டிக்ஷனரியில போய் பார்த்தாங்க.
ஓகே
8 features படிச்சாங்க சார்.
ஓகே என்ன சொல்றீங்க பிரின்சிகா?
8 parts of
படிச்சாங்க.
Okay, we also studied plurals.
Yes, sir.
We also studied that unlike in Tamil, words have syllables and they have stresses. You don't stress. In Tamil, you pronounce each of the word exactly the same way. Flat, no stress, up or down. Chariya. But in English, when you pronounce a word, one of the syllables will have a higher stress than the others. When it comes to a sentence, there is some difference. We'll talk about it later. So that's the major difference when it comes to speaking. Unless you stress that syllable, native speakers would not be able to understand you. That's very, very important. In Chinese and in Thai, they have tones. In Mandarin, they have 4 tones. But in Thai, they have 4 or 8 tones. I don't know, but I know they have tones. Tones means similar to stress, but it's somewhat different tones. It can go up and down or go down and up and all kinds of things. But in English, just stress simply goes up. You stress the syllable more, that syllable more than the others. For example, and also when you stress the syllable, it can change the meaning. For example, object, when you say object, the stress is on the first syllable, ob. But if you say object, you stress the second syllable, object. When you say object, it refers to a noun. But when you say object, it's a verb. I object to your suggestion that we do certain things. I object. நான் எதிர்ப்பு காட்டுறேன். Object. Object, on the other hand, is ஒரு பொருள். This telephone is an object. Desk could be an object. Okay, what else did we, and we said even native speakers are those people whose mother tongue is English. Mother tongue, தாய்மொழி இங்கிலீஷா இருக்கிற ஆக்களுமே சில சொல்லுகள் புத்தகங்கள் படிக்கல புது சொல்லுகளை கண்டு வாசிச்சோம்னா சில நேரம் அது விளங்காம இருக்கும், என்னென்று ப்ரொனவுன்ஸ் பண்றேன்னு தெரியாம இருக்கும். அப்ப என்ன செய்வினம்? They have to go to the dictionary to find the correct meaning or correct pronunciation and the meaning. And the correct pronunciation includes syllable stress. Or you can ask your parents or other people. You can watch TV, radio. If you come across TV or radio, words in those things, they are likely to pronounce them correctly.
Sorry, 1 second. Satvika, she is someone other student. அவ எங்களுடைய மற்ற கிளாஸஸ் எல்லாம் கனகாலமா வள்ளுவத்தோட படிக்கிற பிள்ளை. இப்ப அந்த நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி வேற ஒரு ரீசனுக்காக வேண்டி இந்த பிள்ளைய இந்த கிளாஸ்ல எடுத்திருக்கிறோம்னா, உங்களை ஒருக்கா இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணுங்க உங்களுடைய சாருக்கு.
Hi, I'm Satvika. My age is 11 and I'm from Sri Lanka.
And which grade are you in? Are you going to school?
I don't go to school, but I'm grade 5.
Grade 5, okay. And have you studied English before?
Yes.
Okay, in Sri Lanka.
What's it?
Where did you study English?
In Valluvam and in other class.
I see, okay. Anyway, my name is Sivasundram. I too am from Sri Lanka in Jaffna. And I have been living in Canada. I went to university in the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States. And I have been living in Canada for now over 50 years. And also, we lived in the Philippines for about 16 years when I worked there. Now I'm retired. I'm 74 years old. And this is coaching English is one of the hobbies, so to speak. So sometimes I have to learn as much as you have to learn to teach. Because the way when I studied English was entirely different from what I would like to teach now. For example, we did not learn grammar. They did not teach us the words have stress. They are all new. Although the word stress had been there from the beginning. But in Sri Lanka, teachers didn't teach us all those things. I also didn't read very many English books at the time. It's only after coming to the United Kingdom and Canada, I started reading, but not books, but mainly newspapers, articles, and so on. So reading is very, very important. I cannot stress the importance of that one anymore. Why? Because that's how you increase your vocabulary. What is vocabulary? உங்களோட சொல் வன்மை, அதாவது எத்தனை சொல்லுகள் உங்களோட அறிவில இருக்கின்றத சொல்றதுக்கு, அதுக்கு பேர் vocabulary, V-O-C-A-B-U-L-A-R-Y, vocabulary. And so you also come across grammar. Many words, when you first start reading, you may not know. When you look them up in the dictionary, initially it will be difficult because it will define the word in terms of other words that you don't know. Then you have to look them up, those new words. But over time, your vocabulary will increase to such an extent, you won't have any problem. So reading is very, very important. We will do some reading in the class, but you have to develop a habit of reading more books, articles, newspapers. You can take the news. Nowadays, if you go online, you can find books, you can find articles, you can find newspapers. There are many, many places you can find material to read. But you must read a lot. If improving your English is what is that you want. If you want to do the minimum, then of course there is no set limit. I mean, you don't even have to listen to anything what I say. That's the minimum. But if you want to do well, you have to read a lot and use the dictionary as often as you can. Nowadays, you can use the dictionary online. You can copy and paste on the online dictionary, and it'll give you the meaning of the word and pronounce the word for you. It'll spell the different syllables there in the word and also indicate the syllable stress. Maybe we can go through that now if you want. Dictionary.com is one of the online dictionaries. Say, or word of Pakaporum. So this is how the dictionary will look like. So let's say continuous. So idile is an uninterrupted in time. Appa oru vidhamana break illamal time ila continuous aayirukradhan adinte meaning. It's an adjective. Continuous is an adjective. It's not a verb, it's not noun or anything like that. It's adjective and enna oru noun vivarikkiradhan adjective. Adjective describes a noun. Noun can be, this is a continuous
person, place, thing, or idea.
Yeah, that's a noun. Yes. So adjective describes a person or a thing or an idea. So this is a continuous stream of water. So continuous means uninterrupted or continuous supply of water to our house. Continuous means there is no break. Continuous. So and இதுல காட்டி இருக்கு அந்த corn tin is where you should stress continuous. You don't say continuous. In Tamil we will say continuous, no stress in any of the syllable. But in English you have to say continuous. தனிய ஒரு சொல்ல we will stress more, but வசனத்துல வரைக்கல is not as much. There is another rule there. We'll talk about it a bit later. Let's say, and if you click on this one, it'll pronounce the word point.
Continuous. continuous,
Did you hear that
Yes.
pronunciation? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
continuous, continuous, continuous,
So you can click as many times as you want to listen to it, so until you get how it is pronounced. So this dictionary is very, very important to, and if you say, I didn't understand what uninterrupted means, so you click on that.
Hmm?
So immediately that word shows up, and uninterrupted means not broken, discontinued or hindered, and uninterrupted view. So not broken or discontinued or hindered. Hindered means tadaparradu. And so whatever words say broken you didn't know, so click on the broken. Broken. Show
Broken.
past participle of break, various things. It also gives a definition of synonym for broken in, brokenly, brokenness, on thesaurus. What is thesaurus? Like dictionary, thesaurus gives you similar words for any word that you want to look up. Thesaurus gives you similar words. They are called synonyms. Synonyms. Okay? Anyway, this is sort of an introduction to how to use a dictionary, because usually when you put in a word there, it'll give you, let's say, look up another word. Penumbra. Okay. So somewhere I didn't spell it right. What did I do wrong? I put two N's there. It should be only one N. So it says,
Yeah.
did you mean penumbra? So if that's the word I was looking for, even when I didn't know exact spelling, it is asking you if this is the word you were looking for. Then you click on it, yes. Penumbra, and pronunciation is that num is stressed, penumbra.
Penumbra, penumbra,
Okay, penumbra means partial or imperfect shadow outside the complete shadow of an opaque body, as planet where the light from the source of so is mainly used in astronomy. Where do you hear the word penumbra? Usually it's in when you have a sun Surya Kiraganam. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have that Surya Kiraganam, penumbra is partial or imperfect shadow outside a complete shadow. So usually what will happen, a complete darkness and then a slightly partial darkness outside the complete darkness. That is called penumbra. Okay.
Okay.
So like that you can look up, so here the stress is on the second syllable, penumbra. And
Penumbra.
again, another thing, we normally would pronounce P-E, pe, but it says penumbra. Why? This E is not necessarily pronounced as E always. The vowel sound, what are the vowel sound? A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. That all of them, that 5 letters will give you about 20 sounds, 20 different sounds. The balance 21 consonants will give you 21 consonant sounds. So altogether, there are about 44 sounds in English. Tamil, how many Tamil sounds do you have? 247 தமிழ் எழுத்துகள் இருக்குது. 247. How many different ways can you pronounce them? 247. ஒவ்வொரு எழுத்தும் யூனிக்கான ஒரு உச்சரிப்பு தமிழ்ல இருக்குது. அப்ப இப்ப நான் ஒரு இத வாசிச்சாலும் இந்தியால இருக்கிற இன்னொரு ஆள் வாய்ச்சாலும் ஒரே உச்சரிப்பு தான் நாங்கள் பேசுவோம். ஏனென்றால் ஒரு எழுத்துக்கு ஒரே ஒரு உச்சரிப்பு தான். ஆனா இங்கிலீஷ் அப்படி இல்லை. 26 alphabet.
How many alphabet sounds are there in Tamil again?
Tamil 247 alphabet. So 247 sounds are there. ஆனான்னு தான் சொல்லலாம். வேற ஒரு விதமாயும் சொல்லலாது. ஆவன்னா ஆவன்னாதான், ஈனா ஈனாதான், ஈஎன்னாதான். ஆனா ஏ can be can be A, can be very deep R, like in fast, or fathom, like in A, or slightly softer A, or apple, ape, like in Kurangu, ape, able, ancient is A. So, in English, the 26 alphabets jointly produce 44 different sounds. அதான் அங்க அந்த இங்கிலீஷ்ல ப்ரொனன்சியேஷன் அதை சொல்றது, English is not a phonetic language, whereas Tamil is a phonetic language. Phonetic என்ன? எழுதுற மாதிரியே உச்சரிக்கிறதான் phonetic language. அப்ப இங்கிலீஷ் ஒரு வித்தியாசம் அந்த இதுல. Not only English is, you have to know exactly how like PH is F sound, but PH you will think will give you F sound, but that's how it is pronounced. So you have to know how do you find out? You find out from good English speakers, or from good teachers, or from good television, good radio. Otherwise, you go to the dictionary to find out how those words are pronounced. They will give you exactly how it is pronounced. Nowadays, in the modern dictionary, it will even pronounce it for you. So there is no guesswork. அங்க ஊகிக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு விதமான கரைச்சலும் இல்லை. சரியா? யாருக்குமே தான் விளங்காத இருக்க. அதோட தமிழ் கதைக்கிறாக்களுக்கு the difficult sounds in English is V as in like Victor, or W as in Williams or walk, are generally difficult sound. V or W, other sound is shun, attention. Tamil people find it difficult to pronounce them. They may say attention. but it's not attention, it's attention. Sure. V as in Victor can be a difficult sound, or W as in William, or window. Window is W. So these are some of the things you should pay attention. Then we can talk much later. Even consonants, there are soft consonants and strong consonants. We'll talk about them later. No, this what is a vowel sound? What is a consonant sound? Is a bit more technical. In simple term, what it means is when you pronounce a vowel sound, the air is unrestricted. It flows through from your lungs, through the vocal cord. Vocal cord is in your throat, and it flows out through the mouth, uninterrupted. But when you pronounce consonants, you're closing, you're moving your lips, you're closing your lips, you're moving your tongue, and making changes to pronounce those sounds. That's what consonant. But vowel sounds are uninterrupted flow of air from lungs all the way out the mouth. When you say A, E, I, O, U, you're not blocking anywhere. But if you say N, you're moving your tongue to upper palate. N, M. So that it breaks up the flow of air. That's how it is defined. But we don't need to worry about all of them. That's for curiosity I said that. But you should know A, E, I, O, U are the 5 vowel sounds in English, and they together forms about 20 different sounds. We can find them later what these different sounds are. Altogether, 26 alphabets in English. They give you 44 different sounds. Whereas in Tamil, there are 247 letters, alphabets, and 247 sounds. So you write and you pronounce exactly the way you write. In English, it's not always the case. Physics is physics. PH, who would have thought is pronounced F, but that's how it is. So physics. So these sounds, when you don't know how they are pronounced, you go to the dictionary to find out how they are pronounced. And when you are in the dictionary, it will pronounce it for you. Also, you can see how the word is syllabalized and which syllable is stressed. Word stress is very, very important in English, because if you don't stress the word, many native speakers won't understand what you're talking about. So word stress is something different from in Tamil. When you change the stress, you can change the meaning of the word. As I mentioned earlier, object versus object. The only difference is written exactly the same way. Only difference is the word stress or syllable stress. When you change the syllable stress, one is a verb, other one is a noun. Then we also talked about 8 parts of speech. Who can tell me what are those 8 parts of speech?
Noun, verb, adjective,
Pronounce,
pronoun,
adjective, noun, adverb,
Interjection.
Okay.
Interjection.
Okay. Satvika, have you studied these things before? 8 parts of speech?
No, sir.
Okay, what is 8 parts of speech? இங்கிலீஷ்ல பாவிக்கிற எல்லா சொல்லுகளும் ஏதாவது ஒன்றை குறிக்குது. அது என்ன ஃபங்க்ஷனை அது ப்ரொவைட் பண்றதுன்ற பொறுத்து அதை நவுன் என்று சொல்லுவோம். அல்லது வேர்ப்னா ஆக்ஷன். நவுனுண்டா என்ன? ஒரு பொருள் அல்லது ஒரு ஆழ்ந்த பேர் அல்ல ஒரு இடத்தின பேர், அதுதான் நவுன். பிளேஸ், person or things or ideas. Then you have verbs, adverbs, adjectives. Adjectives means describes an object. Adverbs describes or gives you more definition of what is how the verb was used. Articles and preposition. What is preposition? Preposition is, let's look it up in the dictionary. Preposition is, it indicates the relationship between two nouns. Preposition. First of all, the pronunciation, preposition. Preposition is stressed on station. Preposition. Any number of class of words found in many languages that are used before nouns. Pronoun. What is a pronoun? Pronoun is simply a word used for instead of noun. Like, for example, ambition. Say, for example, if I said ambition is taking a class now, and then next sentence he said, he came to the class on time.
So he is a pronoun.
He is a pronoun because he is replacing ambition.
Yeah.
Right?
So she, they, them.
Yeah, very, very good. He, she, they, it, all of them are pronouns. Pronouns mean you use pronoun instead of noun. Instead of repeating noun again, once you have used the noun in first sentence, second or third sentence you can use pronoun. So any member of a preposition, any member of class of words, so it's used before nouns, pronouns, or other substantive to form phrases, functions as modifiers of verb. In general, what it means is it gives you the relationship between two nouns. And that typically expressed as a spatial and melia, filia, pakatilia, or time. Temporal means time or other relationship, as in on, by, to, since. Since I came to the class, so it is a temporal preposition. Since நான் கிளாஸுக்கு வந்த நேரத்தில் இருந்து, அப்ப since I came to the class, you say something. So since is a time. I sat on the table. I didn't sit under the table. I didn't sit by the side of the table. I didn't sit
On the table.
on the table. மேசைக்கு மேல. I was in the class, not outside the class,
Yeah.
not
You're inside the class.
inside the class. I was in the class.
Yeah.
They are all preposition, okay? So this preposition is very, very important. தமிழ்ல இது வேற விதமா இருக்கும். தமிழ்ல அதிகமா அந்த சொல்ல மாற்றி அமைக்கிறதுனாலதான் அந்த ப்ரொபசிஷனை காட்டுவோம். மேசையின் மேல், அதுல மேல் வரும். மேசைக்கு அடியில், அப்ப அதெல்லாம் அந்த ப்ரொபசிஷன். But it's slightly different. But here the preposition is used between two nouns to indicate the relationship of spatial, temporal, or other relationship between the nouns. சரியா? ஸ்பேஷியல் என்ன? மேலியா, கீழியா, பக்கத்துலயா, அதெல்லாம் அந்த ஸ்பேஸ். Temporal is time or any other relationship. வேற என்ன படிச்சாங்க? So syllable stress, dictionary பார்க்கப்பட வேணும். மற்றது you must read a lot, and so more than what we do in the class, you should start developing reading habits on your own. புத்தகம் எடுத்து நான் முந்தைய ஒரு வீடியோ அனுப்பினேன் உங்களை எல்லாருக்கும். ஒரு தமிழ் கேர்ள் எப்படி she reads and reads and reads, and because of that her ability to speak was phenomenal. If I can find that video, I can send it again, but otherwise you can ask other people whether they have that video, Danchika or Kirtika or Princhika, one of those students can give you that video. A Tamil girl, all what she does, whatever money she gets, she buys books and reads them. And because of that, her vocabulary is phenomenal. In English, there are about 500,000. கிட்டத்தட்ட 500,000. I don't know the exact number. 500,000 words. Most educated people may not have more than 20 or 30,000 words. If a person is not educated, maybe 2,000 or 1,000 words. So, எல்லா இங்கிலீஷ்ல இருக்க எல்லா வேர்ட்ஸும் நாங்க தெரிஞ்சிருக்க இயலாது. Kind of words are technical words, specific to a particular field, medicine, engineering, or space, or aeronautical, surveying, or different fields will have their own unique words. All of them add up to about 500,000 words. And பொதுவா general use உள்ள words too will be a lot of words in English. You won't know all of them, but you should at least have 16, 17, 18, 20,000 words if you're reasonably good in the language. Okay, what else did we do?
What's it?
இது வரைக்கும் வேற என்ன படிச்சுனாங்க?
We study prepositions, how to go to dictionary and the meanings.
And few stories we learned, and when we learned the stories, difficult words, we looked it up in the dictionary and found how they are pronounced, and the
How to
meaning.
pronounce it.
Yeah, and the meaning. So pronunciation is very, very important thing in English. It's in Tamil too. In தமிழ்ல நாங்க சும்மா ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸோட கதைக்குள்ள ஒரு கண்ண சொல்லுகளை வடிவா உச்சரிக்க மாட்டோம். ஒரு நாள் நாங்க சொல்ல போற இல்ல, நீங்கள் வருகிற பொழுது இதை பார்த்தீர்களா என்று சொல்ல மாட்டோம். நீங்க வரைக்குள்ள இதை பார்த்தீங்களா என்றா ஒரு ஒரு சொல்லெல்லாம் முழுக்க உச்சரிக்க மாட்டோம். வடிவா அந்த அந்த பேச்சு, வழக்கமா பேசுற பேச்சு சரியான கொலோக்கியல். ஆனா இங்கிலீஷ்ல that is also there, but most educated people, படிச்சாக்கள், will speak reasonably well. Most politicians will speak reasonably well. They would not use உச்சரிப்பு குறைஞ்ச language. அப்படியான language, you should know which word syllable is stressed. And again, I mentioned to you, when a sentence has 2 or 3 words, and each one of them has more than 1 syllable, not all of them will be stressed. We will talk about that one later at another day. But for the moment, if you know each word will have multiple syllables and only 1 syllable is stressed, and sometimes when you change the syllable stress, it changes the meaning. It can often change the meaning from verb to noun. Verb to noun is a totally different, 2 different things. One is a noun, refers to an object or such, whereas verb is an action. So it's important to know the correct syllable stress and to use it. Okay, what else did we do? Danshika, do you remember anything else that we did?
No, sir.
No? Okay. We also talked about plurals. Normally, when you form a plural of a word noun, you add an S. If you add an S to the noun, it forms a plural. Like
Yeah.
dog. If you add an S, dogs.
Dogs. So it'll be plural. Plural means more than 2. 2
Yeah,
or
but
more.
no, if you say person is 1,
No, people.
people is plural. So there you normally persons.
No.
There may be a slight difference in the meaning. Like, for example, dog and dog, you simply add an S. If it is a knife, K-N-I-F-E, knife is kati, you can't add an S and say that's plural. It's actually
K-N-I-V-E-S.
K-N-I-V-E-S, knives. So they are irregular type of noun. I think if you go back to the old recordings, maybe first or second class, I think we talked about plural and plurals, and how sometimes is slightly different way of spelling to get the plural. And how do you form a sentence in English?
What, sir?
How do you form a sentence in English? A subject,
Subject, verb, and object.
object. What is an object?
An object is just the thing that
Subject,
subject is just the thing that the noun that they are talking about.
yeah, noun or subject. It may be I or you or the dog or
Yeah.
whatever. And verb is an action.
Yeah.
Object is the thing that receives the action. Like, I went to school. I went where? To school.
The school. Yeah.
School is the object.
Yeah.
So that's, but in Tamil, how do you say it? Can you say, Nan ponen pallikudam endu sollama? If I went to school at Tamil la sollire, Nan ponen pallikudam. Ah? இல்ல என்னன்னு சொல்லுவீங்க?
நான் பள்ளிக்கூடம் போனேன்.
நான் பள்ளிக்கூடம் போனேன். நான்
அப்ப
பள்ளிக்கூடம் போறேன்.
அதான் அது இந்த அர்த்தம் என்ன? Subject, object, and then verb. தமிழ்ல. So தமிழ்ல subject, object, and then verb. English, subject,
verb, and object.
Object. How many tenses are there in English? What is a tense?
Future tense, present tense, past tense.
The tense refers to the time of the verb. When did that take place? Did it take place in the past? That is past. So that is past tense. Did it take place?
Future tense, present tense, future tense.
Did it take
past,
place?
present, and future tense.
Yeah, in the present, or
it's just happening now.
Yes, or will it take
past?
In the future? So
future is when it will happen.
In the future. So if I say, I went to school,
to the
past.
It'll be past because you went. You already went there.
Yeah, I go to school means I go now.
Now.
In the present. I will go to school is future.
You will do it.
Yes. So these are the basic three tenses. But in the three tenses, we'll have other variation. Coming to about, I think, 12. We can talk about it in the future. For example, Nan Vanden, you will say, I came.
Yeah.
What about Nan Vandu Kondirundhen?
coming. I'm coming?
No, because Nan Vandu Kondirundhen is past too, but past continuous. Nan Vandu Kondirundhen, Vandu Kondirundhen. முடிஞ்சது.
I'm coming from.
ரெண்டும் முடிஞ்சது. ஆனா ஒன்று கம்ப்ளீட்டா முடிஞ்ச I came. Other one is I was coming.
I was coming.
Yeah, அப்ப அது ஒரு slightly different sense. I will go to school.
Is future.
In future. நான்
பள்ளிக்கூடம் போறேன்.
போவேன். நான் பள்ளிக்கூடம் போகும் பொழுது.
போவேன்.
So these are the different senses. We will talk about them in the future classes. But for the moment, you need to know that there are three tenses: past, present, and future.
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 Okay. What else can we talk? Okay. When you meet someone, how do you greet them? In Tamil, we say, இப்படி இருக்கிறீர்கள், என்ன மாதிரி, எப்படி சுவம். நாங்க நார்மலா என்ன கேட்போம் ஒரு ஆளை காணேக்குல, எப்படி சுவம். What does it mean? What does it say in English? How is your health? அது சீரியஸ் அபவுட் உங்களோட ஹெல்த்தை பத்தி கேட்கணுமா, அல்ல சும்மா அது அப்படி ஒரு பழக்கத்துல வந்துட்டு அப்படி how is your health? எப்படி சுவம். But we don't mean what we say. We simply say, that's a way of saying hello in Tamil. We don't expect them to say, oh, I have heart problem, I have headaches, I have chest pain, I have belly pain. We don't expect them to hear them listing all the illnesses they have. We simply say, hello, how are you? அதுக்கு தமிழ்ல நாங்க சொல்றோம், எப்படி சுவம், எப்படி இருக்கிறீர்கள் என்று கேட்போம். அப்ப இங்கிலீஷ்ல what are the different ways of greeting someone? When I'm meeting Abhishan, if it is informal, I'll say, hi Abhishan, how are you doing today? Or, oh hi, Mr. Abhishan, how's it going? How's it going? And other more different way of saying, oh, how are you doing? Satvika, hello, how are you? How are things going? These are various ways of greeting someone. Depending on whether you know the person or you're meeting for the person for the first time, slight difference changes are there in the way you talk, in the way you address the greetings. And then there's a difference between a bit more formal and informal way of saying greetings. Greetings is when you meet them for the first time. Similarly, when we say goodbye also, there are formal ways of saying goodbye or informal way of saying goodbye. These are all different ways we should learn. We can go into the class, in the next class, in details. So if we can look them up, look at the old tapes, Abhishan and Satvika, you can get an idea of what is it we studied in the past. We studied what? 6 or 7 classes, I think. But I have covered most of them today. I don't think we missed anything. If we missed anything, it was only those stories we read and then looked up the meaning and some question and answers, this type of thing. But in terms of the grammar or word stress or meaning, how to look up the dictionary and so on, we have covered today. So that's all. So I think we will meet in the next class. Anyone have any questions about what we talked about today? Abhishan and Satvika?
No, sir.
Abhishan?
No.
No, okay. What about other students? Kritika, Danchika? Prunchika?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So we'll see you next Sunday.
No, sir.
Okay.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good-
Thank you.